Hello dear students, I am Ajay Karmarkar. Before proceeding further, I would like to give you some suggestions. Please sit with copy pen and watch video completely. And if you find somewhere important, then pause the video, note it and then proceed further. If you find any problem, any difficulties, then please write in comment box. I will definitely solve your problem. And along with, please like, share and subscribe because that can be reach more and more students and I will get the energy. Thank you. Now the question I'm taking really a big question, paragraph question, and two questions include in this paragraph. Generally, this question is too difficult, but it is really worth for the JE Advance. Okay, so please listen be carefully. What is the question says? A frame of reference that is accelerated with respect to an inertial frame of reference is called a non-inertial frame of reference. A coordinate system fixed on a circular disk rotating about a fixed axis with constant angular velocity omega is an example of non-inertial frame of reference. The relationship between the force F rot rot means rotational. Okay, here it can be written in short form rot. Okay, rotational force experienced by a particle of mass m moving on the rotating disk, and the force F in means inertial, here written as F in, experienced by the particles in an inertial frame of reference is total. You have given this is the force F rotational experience F inertial plus 2m v rotational into omega means angular velocity plus m into angular velocity into r into omega, and where v rot means rotational is the velocity of the particle in the rotating frame of reference, and r is in position vector of particle with respect to the center of the disk. Now consider a smooth slot along a diameter of a disk of radius r rotating counterclockwise with a constant angular speed omega about its vertical axis through its center. We assign a coordinate system with the origin at the center of the disk, the x-axis along the slot, the y-axis perpendicular to the slot, and z-axis along the rotational axis omega equal to omega k unit vector or k cap. A small block of mass m is gently placed in the slot. R vector equal to r by 2 means its initial position is r by 2 from the center of this disk. Uh, Multiply by I at t equal to 0 and is constructed to move only along the slot. And this is the paragraph. Hope you must hear the question be carefully and understand most of the things. But let me explain this question by an experiment. Look at this disk. You can see that one slot made it inside exactly in between, and this is a block can be slide, and this is the frictionless. These match sticks, we have stick that shows the different forces acting on it. Okay, that is nothing. When disk is rotate, then Coriolis force is acting on it, and due to this block is moving away from the center of this disk. Okay, so what is the Coriolis force? You are well known in our previous classes, 9th class, Coriolis force. What is the Coriolis force? Coriolis force, actually, the Coriolis force is an inertial or fictitious force, that we can say that pseudo force, that acts on objects in motion within the frame of reference that rotates with respect to an inertial frame. It means when Coriolis force acting on it, then it is deviate its path. So therefore, it is moving away due to the Coriolis force. So I hope so you understand actually what the question says. Now we have discussed about this total force, rotational force acting on this block. Which three forces? First force is inertial because this gives from the disk. Second, 2m, 2m v rotational into angular velocity. This is Coriolis force. Now later we have to discuss about what is the Coriolis force. And third, m into omega into r into omega. Let we have discussed about that. First, this is the block and this is r and this is angular velocity. Then omega into r, cross product. Right hand thumb rule, the direction of force, this is shows omega cross r. And again, you can see that omega cross r and multiply omega again right hand thumb rule applied. Then this force is acting outward direction of the disk. You can see that this r equal to r by 2 at t equal to 0. And this is moving away from the disk. And this is the wall of the slot. Then force acting this side means it is deviated due to the rotation. Then we can say that Coriolis force is acting this side. This is the Coriolis force. You can see that 2m omega into v. So this is the Coriolis force. When any object will be rotated, then another part, another box, another block that is deviate its original path. This is called Coriolis force. So here Coriolis force is also acting on it, and this is the inertial field. So I hope so you understand total diagram. Then come by one. We have the questions. What the first part of this question says, the distance r of the block at time t is r by 4 into bracket e raised to power 2 omega t plus e raised to power minus 2 omega t. Option B, r by 4 into bracket e raised to power omega t plus e raised to power minus omega t. Option C, r by 2 cos 2 omega t. Option D, r by 2 cos omega t. As per the question, you can see that rotational force is here, three forces acting, but last force, you can see that m omega vector into r vector into again omega means omega into r and again omega means this omega angular velocity and omega vector into r omega vector again multiply, again cross multiply, then again right hand thumb rule applied, then its direction of motion shows this direction means the block acting this force then moving away from this center from the disk. Okay, so therefore we can say that that is pseudo force or centrifugal force is applied on it. So here now only this force, mass into acceleration, and what is the centrifugal force? M omega square r is applied here. Okay, m cancel out, a can be written as dv by dt omega square r by using chain rule. You know chain rule. What is the chain rule? dv by dr and dr by dt equal to omega square r. What is dr by dt? It is the velocity. So it can be written as v dv by dr equal to omega square r. Then v dv equal to omega square r dr. By integrate both the side, then what is the limit? 0 to v, and its limit, main important is that what is the limit? You know that very well. It's the initial position of this block. Initial position of this block is r by 2 from the center, and now moving away to the r. So therefore initial limit is r by 2 and final limit is small r. Then v dv can be written as v square by 2 and omega square taking common, then r square by 2, and upper limit is r, lower limit is r by 2. Now substitute this value v square by 2 omega square r square by 2 minus r by 2 square by 2, then v square by 2 equal to omega square r square by 2, r square by 2 to the 4 to the 8. Then v square by 2 equal to omega square, 2 get common, r square minus capital R square by 4. 2 cancel out, then v can be written as omega root r square minus capital R square by 4. Then we have to find out in this question distance, position vector. So therefore again we have need convert into position vector. Then v can be written as in the form of position vector means dr by dt. So therefore substitute this value dr by dt equal to omega root r square minus capital R square by 4. Then again transposing by seeing the value of r, where it is the value of r here. So dr by root small r square capital R square by 4 and omega dt. Now using the limits, lower limit is r by 2, upper limit is again r, dr by root r square minus capital R square by 4 equal to again integration 0 to t omega dt. Then is the mathematical identity. Integration dx by root x square minus a square can be written as ln or natural log, or it can be written as log e root x plus root x square minus a square. So therefore we are using this identity. Then log e means natural log. Sometimes it can be written as log ln, ln also written as. So therefore log e r plus root r square minus capital R square by 4. Upper limit is r, lower limit is r by 2 equal to omega t. Then natural log means log to the base e. Upper limit r plus root r square minus capital R square by 4 minus log to the base e. R by 2 substitute, then this value is r by 2, and now inside r square by 4 and r square by 4 cancel out, omega t. By using the property log m minus log n can be written as log m by log n. So log r plus root r square minus r square by 4 upon r by 2 equal to omega t. By removing log e, so exponent goes to right side and omega t become power, and this r by 2 become coefficient r plus root r square minus capital R square by 4. Now transposing is small r square minus capital R square by 4 equal to r by 2 e raised to power omega t, and transposing r to the right side become minus r. Squaring both the side, r by 2 e raised to power omega t minus r whole square, r square minus capital R square by 4. Using identity a minus b whole square, r square by 4 e raised to power 2 omega t plus r square minus 2 capital R by 2 e raised to power omega t into r. And this is r square minus capital R square by 4. R square cancel out. This negative terms shifted left side, and this term shift to the right side. Now it become positive. This is to cancel out. Then to r e raised to power omega t small r equal to r square by 4 e raised to power 2 omega t, and plus r square by 4. Here r square by 4 get common, e raised to power 2 omega t plus 1. R e raised to power omega t into r. This 1 r cancel out, and r equal to e raised to power omega t transposing to the, and now it become the denominator to the right side. Then r by 4 e raised to power 2 omega t plus 1 divided by e raised to power omega t. Then r can be written as r by 4 e raised to power 2 omega t minus omega t by using exponent rule. Then e raised to power omega t and 1 upon omega t become e raised to power minus omega t. Let's see which option is correct. Here you can see that B option is correct. Now second part, the net reaction of the disk on the block is four options: minus m omega square capital R cos omega t, j cap minus mg k cap. Option D, 1 by 2 m omega square capital R into bracket e raised to power 2 omega t minus e raised to power minus 2 omega t and j cap plus mg k cap. And C option, m omega square R sin omega t j cap minus mg k cap. And last option D, 1 by 2 m omega square capital R into e raised to power omega t minus e raised to power minus omega t j cap plus mg k cap. As we have already given that F rotational, F inertial, and this is Coriolis force. It means when this block is moving in between this slot, then that time vertical surface applying this force and its direction is perpendicularly. So here we have to find out V rotational. And what is the, you have given the R equal to capital R by 4 e raised to power omega t plus e raised to power minus omega t. Okay, then differentiate with respect of t both the side. R by 4 omega, get common e raised to power omega t, and again minus e raised to power minus omega t. Differentiate with respect of t. dr by dt is v rotational, r by 4 omega e raised to power omega t minus e raised to power minus omega t. Okay, now substitute this value in the form of this. Now you can see that 2m v rotational omega, this force is shows Coriolis force. Coriolis force means it is the opposite direction. So now normal force, vertical normal force, it is in negative 2m and v rotational. Here the total value of rotational. So therefore it can be written as r by 4 omega e raised to power omega t minus e raised to power omega t I and omega, angular velocity. Angular velocity is in perpendicular of this horizontal. So therefore omega k. Now nv 2m r by 4 omega, this omega square and e raised to power omega t minus e raised to power minus omega t, and I and k. I cross k, it means j direction but negative. So therefore minus minus become plus. And now for horizontal. Now for horizontal, you know that mg acting downward direction means mg and k. Now total value of nv plus nh. Now total force nv plus nh is 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 1 by 2 m r omega square e raised to power omega t minus e raised to power omega t j plus mgk. Now let's see which option is correct. Now you can see that here D option is correct. I hope so you understand this question. Again, thank you for staying till the end of this video. I hope so you understand these questions, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Take care.